Just a few days before the presentation of the new 2022 cars, we would like to summarize the evolution that the power unit, the engine, has undergone since its introduction in 2014. Since 2014, the rules and the way to develop the power unit has been completely changed. Before, the game of the motorist of Formula One was to put as much air as possible in the engine, to then put as much fuel as possible, and this amount of fuel that you would put in the engine would allow to gain power and gain every year some more power, and the rest was done on that. In 2014, the FIA made us the proposal to the manufacturer to change the game, and they decided, okay, now guys, we are going to change completely the figure. We are going to impose the amount of fuel that is going into the engine, and your job will be to do the best use of this fuel, to burn as much as possible this fuel with a very high efficiency, and then the rest will be on technologies that are related to what we want for the future of automotive. Less CO2 emissions, more power with less gasoline. But we did not only that in Formula One. We also decided that the power unit that you would use would have a technology that was not yet on road car. And so it has been decided to try to use the best technology for the combustion, injection, compression ratio, all the traditional technology of engine people, to add a turbo engine. At this time, the turbo engine were coming back on the road car. And also, it was decided to try to recover the lost energy. When you have combustion, a lot of the energy is not used to power the car. It is going into the exhaust. You have to cool with radiator. And so, what was decided was to put technologies that would recover part of this energy. After some studies, we realized that the best way to recover energy was to recover the energy that is lost in the exhaust of the cars. What has been added to recover this energy was a small motor that is hooked to the turbo that can allow to recover the extra energy that then would go directly in the air. In that case, we use the energy that is in the exhaust gas to power the turbo, recover this energy, and use it later on with another motor to give more power to the car. Plus, we have the traditional recovery of braking energy. Every time the car is braking, you are also dissipating energy through heat in the brakes. In that case, you can also brake the car with an electrical motor, recover this energy. All this energy is going in a battery. And then after that, the game is to recover as much energy as possible and to then use it later on to push the car and have a complementary power to the engine. The combustion engine started with performance that were close to road car engine, but then the engineers of Formula One have realized that using a good gasoline, developed with our gasoline partners, we could also improve a lot the power, increase the compression ratio, and have a much better efficiency. And over 10 years, we have finished by having very high level of efficiency of burning the gasoline from the engine. But this progress of efficiency, they have also been accompanied by progress for all the other parts of the power unit. The turbo also started from performance of road car turbo, but we have been able now to develop compressor and turbines that can recover almost all the energy that there is in the exhaust. The turbines have now efficiencies that are 90%, which means that almost all the heat that you would lose in the exhaust is recovered, put in the battery, and then used to power the car and give more performance on the lap. In the same way, all the electric system improved over the years, and now we have extremely efficient motor and power electronics that are controlling the motors, and we lose only 1 to 2% of the energy when we put it through the motors. Batteries also technology has extremely strong evolution in 10 years, and now we have systems that are extremely efficient. That means when you put energy in the battery and you take it away, you are losing very small amount of this energy, maybe 10%. And so this lets you give more power to the traction motor and then make the car faster. So where are we now and where do we go? What we have seen after 8 years of development of this new power unit is that the efficiency out of the gasoline, meaning the energy you can recover when you burn the gasoline, when you recover it, has gone from 30%, the number we had in 2013, to now more than 50%. So it's a tremendous improvement because this type of efficiency, you can very rarely find it in combustion process, maybe in some static combustion devices, but not on cars. What will be the evolution of this? With the FIA and all the manufacturers, we have decided to continue this route toward a more sustainable technology in Formula One. And what we try to do now is to increase the electric power, all the recovery sources that we can have as compared to the amount of gasoline. So in the future, in Formula One, we will keep this game of having less gasoline and trying to extract as much power as we can, as much energy, and we will increase the possibility of having electric power to reach numbers like 50% of energy from the engine and 50% of energy from the hybrid system, the electric system that will be in phase with the technology development we have with road car.
Make me come alive, come on and Christian, it's great to be back with you here today in Schaffhausen talking watches. How are you doing?
Very good. Great to have you with us.
Now, I gather today we're talking ceratanium. It's a fascinating material that some will be familiar with, but for those who aren't, give us a little brief as to when RWC started to develop it, what it is, maybe why it's important.
Mm-hmm. No, ceratanium is a quite recent innovation from IWC that is based on our history being an innovator in ceramics and titanium reaching back to the 1980s. But this material really combines the material characteristics of titanium and ceramics in one new material. And it really uses the toughness of titanium and combines this with the hardness and scratch resistancy of ceramics and results in a material that is not only very durable, but also delivers a completely differentiating look and is so far reserved for really the top end of our watches, and in particular also the Top Gun range within the Pilots collection.
Now this year for 2022, we've got a new 41mm chronograph. I have to ask, is it a difficult material to work with like ceramic is?
It's a very different material than ceramic because it requires a different process and construction. Ceramic doesn't allow for very fine tolerances because of this enormous shrinkage of the sintering process. With ceratanium, we can do a precise construction like we would do in steel or in titanium. We can machine it, we can apply all the surface finishing. And then this goes into a firing process, goes into an oven to form this ultra-hard zirconium crust on the material that gives the extreme hardness to the surface.
As I understand it, it had a little bit of a different road test to the normal process that watches go through here at RWC. Mr. Lewis Hamilton did receive an early prototype, did he not?
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. Well spotted. Lewis actually did a bit of field test on this bracelet and contributed to the entire development.
Well, did he feed back anything that was interesting to you, or?
No, it came back in one piece. That's actually sufficient. That's compliment enough. And obviously we worked out the entire attachment and also created a solution that allows us to present this on a series product, still on very limited numbers. I explained earlier that the process is very demanding, and especially the homogeneity of the material remains critical for producing higher numbers. So also therefore the perpetual calendar was strictly limited on the bracelet, and also for this chronograph there will be the ceratanium bracelet available, obviously in very limited numbers.
Internally, are you also noticing the confluence of an interest in sustainability and materials and the desire from owners to have that ability to mix and match the straps with the watches?
You're absolutely right. I mean, there's two ways. We believe that the mechanical watch is already a very sustainable choice because we have products that are designed to last. They're designed to last for generations. But also when it comes to all the accessories, we see that there's a clear interest in sustainable materials and in materials that last. We have significantly expanded our offer in metal bracelets on the entire Pilots range. And we also have developed another alternative strap that is available as an accessory, which is one of our recent developments in sustainable materials. And this material is called Miratex.
Christian, as always, thank you very much. That's brilliant. So there we have it, the new 41mm chronograph. And I guess that quest for innovative materials just never ends.
Definitely. So we will keep going. And thank you very much, Justin. It was great talking to you.
and liftoff. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
New Bethesda is like the spiritual home of free thinkers. It's a sort of vast landscape that's almost biblical in magnitude. The harshness of it makes you a much more thoughtful and spiritual person. It's almost an oasis for people who are innovative in their thinking. Because to survive on such a land means you have to be stronger. You have to look for answers in non-traditional ways. This seems to be a place that is a magnet for people who want to express themselves and makes it a visually interesting place to be as a photographer. To my friends in America, if they wanted to find an area that was quirky, warm, creative, and in the middle of a fantastic land, I would say come to New Bethesda, because that's where they would find it all together in one small, wonderful place.
April 15th, 1912. Just hours after hitting an iceberg, the Titanic sinks off the coast of Newfoundland. About 1,500 people on board the British luxury liner perish in the waters of the icy North Atlantic. 1865. President Abraham Lincoln dies in Washington, hours after John Wilkes Booth shoots and mortally wounds him at Ford's Theater. Vice President Andrew Johnson succeeds Lincoln in the White House. 1947.
Did you see Jackie Robinson hit that ball? It went zooming across the left field wall. Yeah, boy.
Jackie Robinson becomes the first African-American player in Major League Baseball. His debut with the Brooklyn Dodgers shatters baseball's decades-old racial barrier. 1986, the United States launches an air raid against Libya in response to the bombing of a disco in what's then West Berlin, Germany. Libya says 37 people, mostly civilians, are killed in the raid. 1998, Pol Pot, leader of Cambodia's Khmer Rouge, dies of natural causes along the border with Thailand at age 73. He evades prosecution for the deaths of 2 million Cambodians under his brutal regime during the 1970s. And 2001. In New York, punk rocker Joey Ramone, lead singer of the Ramones, dies of lymphoma at age 49. Today in history, April 15th, Sandy Kozel, The Associated Press.
Welcome back in our studio, and in today's news,